Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Town podcast. Boys, as always, joined by my brothers Angus and Harry. I'd say that because people get our voices mixed up.
And you are Lachlan.
And I am Lachlan. Of which, just before we start, we are going to release a series called The Town Files, where each of us interview each other. And the goal of that is to help people distinguish between our voices, but also to get to know us a little bit better.
Yes.
So that's going to be dropping in about 2 to 3 weeks.
I've got to say, I did not think our voices were this similar.
I think the allegations are that you two sound similar. That being Harry and Lachlan, and me being Angus doesn't.
No,
sound
but
like
I've heard the every which way.
Oh, really?
Angus and Harry sound the same, but Lachlan sounds different, or
Yeah,
you know,
right.
or like it just. I've heard each of the 3 iterations, which has been interesting.
Yeah, the one I've heard the most is that me and you sound the same.
Yeah, me too. Which I think you speak a little bit quieter.
Okay,
I also
I'll
don't think-
speak up then.
but
mate.
I
No,
also-
Lachlan just flaming talks over everyone.
Yeah, yells.
Mate.
He thinks he's the host or something.
God.
Mate, I'm the boss here, mate.
Let's
But
work
yeah.
as a team and do it my way.
But yeah, so that's going to be coming, where each of us are going to interview each other. Just some pretty, basic get to know you questions filmed in our studio here.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and we'll be back next week in here.
No
as
need
well.
for aircon today.
No,
No,
it's quite
it's-
chilly.
The,
That flaming westerly wind, mate. That southwesterly. God, it's blowing in from flaming
the
down
beasterly
south.
easterly.
The beast. No, well, flaming.
I will say,
Southern
usually,
West.
I know that the last 2 days have been a little bit cooler, but it's usually my barometer for when it cools down is always, have I switched from having a hot coffee, cold coffee to a hot coffee?
Yeah.
Which I woke up Friday morning and went, it's definitely a flat white day.
I've been dabbling a lot more in the flatties.
Yeah.
Like, I've been having a mixture of both, but I've definitely been having a few
But-
flatties.
The barometer for me always used to be the weather turns at Anzac Day.
Anzac Day.
But we're
Global warming,
less than a month
mate.
away. We're probably 4 weeks away from Anzac Day.
Global warming,
But
mate.
also, Wednesday, Thursday was so hot.
Yeah, but this cold change isn't actually a cold change. It's just a
it's
change
like
in wind direction.
It's
It's
like
just
the week
basically
of
easterly.
it's the basically easterly, mate. It's like the week of 30-degree days or 35-degree days we get in August. Is the equivalent to the little cold snap we're
Yeah,
having now.
that's
Like
true.
Thursday, I was out soil testing and flaming. It was hot. It
that's
felt like
true.
I was on Mars. And then come Friday, I was watching Jarrod's cross country carnival, and Jarrod is Harry, by the way. And geez, I tell you what, that southwesterly was cutting through you. Felt like I was up in flaming Highfields. At the cow paddock.
Harry, how was it running through it? For the Pride of Taylor House.
Well, it was tough, but passion for the green.
Passion finds a way.
The green machine just carried me through.
Passion finds a way.
Not that flaming Judson house, mate. Don't want any of that rubbish. Jeez.
Yeah, boys, I mean, we'll go on to chat about our wider weeks, but the boys were struck down. We've recorded last Sunday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The boys got struck down with a bit of the old spicy G, bit of Gastro.
That was you.
The-
I just got hit with achy and tiredness and
Yeah,
sores.
I think it's a bit old from my nephew. We got
The
that
old Hugo dragging it in from daycare.
couldn't
I
have
from
been.
reckon.
Hugo William.
Couldn't
Mate,
have been.
it's not the water here.
What else could have been?
But I didn't
other
get
than
I
Hugo?
didn't get sick, and he
Yeah,
didn't have diarrhea last
you prob-
weekend.
You're
You're
probably used to
immune
it.
to him.
I don't.
You would have been immune to that strain that he
No,
brought
I
home.
don't think so.
Well,
Just
it's
seems
flaming not
weird
the
that-
water.
But it seems weird that it would be, say it was him. Like, Mum spent more time with him than you did.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
Gus, you reckon it could be Harry's terrible diet that came back to bite him?
Well,
Why
it
did
came
Well,
in
you
here,
shouldn't have eaten half a packet of speckled eggs.
mate, that was weeks ago.
Which Mum made my birthday cake and was going to put speckled eggs on
I
top.
heard about this.
Garbage Guts over here. Garbage Guts, guys, is Harry. Garbage Guts flaming smacked the whole packet of the whole the whole bucket of speckled eggs. But yeah, that hit me bad Monday afternoon into Monday night.
Yeah, no. Sunday night, I was in the bathroom and just had a random spew. Had the worst
Yeah.
sleep of all time. My Garmin sleep score was 33.
Well,
And then I trucked on into school. I was like, yeah, you'll be fine. It was not fine.
yeah,
I went home
Kudos
after
for going
40
to school.
minutes.
yeah, it's a great
And
effort.
trying to truck nut.
I didn't have any spewy. I just had achy and tiredness. And the morning of my birthday, I wake up and I look on my Whoop. I'm like, jeez, last night I was in the trenches. Can't have been good. 1% recovery. So that was a bit steep. That was a bit harsh.
Which is like, I have had massive nights after weddings where I haven't been 1% recovered.
Yeah. Well, I reckon the worst I've been after spending a night on Terps would be like 7%. So 1% was drunk.
Actually, on 1%. I was 1% recovered on my wedding day.
Nice.
I had an hour and a half sleep.
Oh,
Nervous.
I would have.
No, the boys were just getting into some crownies.
Yeah,
a few
the
crown
crownie.
lagers.
Yeah, you
Well,
weren't there, mate.
Well, going back to
I was sharing a bed with Joseph Bryan McVeigh and just could not fall asleep.
Get-
One of the great Bryans.
going back to Monday night.
Yeah.
Angus comes in and
This is
goes,
good.
"Can you get me a second blanket?" Yeah, I'll go get you a second blanket. Can you get me a jumper? Yeah, I'll go get you a jumper. Can you go get me socks? And Angus is there with the aircon on. Oh, because I wanted the aircon on.
Aircon on,
I was
fan
not
on.
getting fevers. Aircon on, fan on. and
No, but
he
I
is
got you
there.
to put fan on 3.
Peak
not
comfort.
6.
Yeah,
Peak comfort.
fan on 3, not 6.
Peak comfort.
But then, so this is just typical fever. I had that. I went to sleep and I was shivering, wearing jumper, socks, double donut.
Yeah.
I was double donut up. And then I woke up the next morning and I'm hot and I've just got my jocks and a sheet on and I'm boiling hot. I'm like, what? There's just a mountain of clothes next
It's
to me.
always
that I've stripped
when you
off.
got a fever, it's always a roller coaster. I remember having the flu a few years ago, and like it progressively got worse through a day of school that I had. And I got home and I went to grab a cold water bottle out of our fridge, and it was so cold, but I was in such a state that when I picked it up, I dropped it because it was too cold. And then I'm driving to when I was working at QUT, I'm driving to QUT in the Pulsey with like the
Kev.
heater. With the heater on like the highest it could go.
Well, because it could only be nothing or full ball.
but like pointed at my hands because my hands were so cold. A terrible time when you have a fever.
Oh, being sick just sucks. But I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment, so it's affecting my talking a little bit.
Yeah, I
A bit
hear.
of sore throat, sniffly nose sort of stuff.
I hear. Harry, that actually meant that you missed your war cry. You couldn't do your war cry on Monday.
No, we did do it.
And then he went home sick after.
Oh, so you went and did the war cry and came home.
Yeah, it was assembly.
Mate, it's Taylor House.
That's a
Assembly.
leader. That's a leader of Taylor House. He put
Yeah,
his body
yeah.
on the line to go to assembly and still do his war cry.
A bit of Taylor green and gold. Strong as a lion and just as
Well,
bold.
there wasn't much
With
of that.
God's help, we'll do our best to win the race and beat the rest. All with me now. TAYLOR. Taylor.
There wasn't much of
Still
that
got it.
going on. Me and Nate were front of whole school assembly, telling Taylor House to stand up,
Yeah.
and you could only really hear me and him.
Oh,
Believe it or not, all the fellas on the Monday morning did not want to get passionate for their house, but
and it shows.
passion,
is everyone still just sitting down on the flats in parade?
yeah.
What, in that MPC hall?
Yeah.
In the
just
Eric
sitting
Turner
down.
Multi-Purpose Centre.
I actually got it, and that went up when I was in grade 7.
Yep. 2010.
Yes, and they used a really poor paint on the outside, which is
Yeah,
obviously
just
faded pretty bad.
Yeah.
But we, me and a couple of mates were etching our name into history on the side of it, the building, with a rock, and it got spied by the groundsman. And yeah, we got in trouble.
Nice.
Well,
I had to write 250 lines of "I will respect the school's property,"
Flaming, that's woke.
all because I put LWT into the wall
Lachlan William.
of the town for
where
of
is
the
it?
town.
I wonder
Obviously.
if I can still find it.
You know how there's the toilets on the left?
They've been knocked down.
Oh
They built new toilets and then knocked them down.
no, they were.
Mate, they're long gone.
They were there when the original were there.
When it first went up.
Yeah.
So hang on. So just
They've been down for about 7 years now.
yeah, hang on. So they built toilets to the left of it and then they knocked them down.
Yeah, because it got...
They built the toilets in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been knocked down for like 7 years now.
Yeah, but why'd they knock them down?
Because they were terrible, and they built really new ones in the actual... Like when a big renovation got done to the Eric Turner.
That's where they did it at the other end, and you walk through where
Yeah.
you guys signed your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't go to high school there, so I don't know. But that was my parting gift from the
got some
DCS
mates-
for what it was known for most
Yes.
of my time, then DCC.
I've got some mates that have climbed
After a
onto the
fancy
top of...
rebrand.
All right. I've got some mates that have climbed onto the top of the NPC.
So do I.
At
Actually have-
awards nights. It's great.
So do I. I actually have video footage on my phone here.
Can you show me that?
Uh,
Right, you get that up.
Oh, this is famously great for podcast listeners. Us
Yeah.
watching something on Harry's phone.
Shout out to Matthew Conway, by the way. Yeah.
That actually reminds me.
Oh, that's so good.
That actually reminds
That's
me.
filmed on a potato.
Mate, that's on a like Samsung
Can you
A20.
see that? That's so dribbly.
just the
Yeah,
fellas.
maybe a bit less selfie cam, fellas, and a little bit more showing me that you're actually on the roof.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
cool.
nice.
That's
That actually reminds
pure.
me, Luke of Brisbane Broncos fame, him and his mates, they used to live.
We're the Broncos, the mighty Broncos.
They used to live near on Hurston Road, which is near Ballymore.
Mm.
And one night they were on the piss and they
Oh,
Oh, mate.
they
We've lost
climbed
ya.
the roof at Ballymore.
good on them.
So I'd been with them that night. Then they went out, and I woke up to a photo of someone standing on the football field taking a photo of Luke and his mate standing on the roof of the something stand. John Eel's stand is coming into my mind, but that's at Marist, so it's not that. But yeah, that reminds me of that. But
That's hilarious.
out the back of that grandstand, because it's so old, you could just walk up there's a ladder. You just climb the ladder and you're on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Boys, an update from me on my Garmin.
I don't care.
Because I was dying to know.
I don't care.
So I was supposed to get a
Make it
refurbished
quick.
one. I was supposed to get a refurbished one, and I sent them a strongly worded email being like, "You received this last week. You haven't why have I not received an update? It should have been shipped by now." And they were like, "Oh, sorry, we've been waiting on stock." So instead, because we don't have the stock of the refurbished ones you're getting, we're going to send you a brand spanker.
You're getting a brand Spanker.
A brand spanker.
Really? Jeez, I tell ya.
All
That's
because I
good.
got my Karen on. You know how I got my Karen on? I signed the email off with a thanks, full stop. No
Oh,
kind regards.
oh.
All God bless.
no
God
warm
bless.
regards.
No, not even a regards.
Mm.
I got a thanks.
Oh.
I also threw in a this is ridiculous.
Oh, did you actually?
Yeah.
But,
Got-
mate, the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
That's exactly right. It always pays.
The loudest mouth gets fed, and your mouth is
it
well
always,
and truly fed.
oh, mate, I'm
You're well
feasting.
oiled. You're well oiled up.
I'm feasting. So I'm looking forward to getting
That's
that this week
awesome.
because I've hated not having my Garmin.
That's really cool.
It's just when you get into the habit of it, it's terrible. Anyway, we went into enough depth on that last week.
Too much.
I got some comments about that. Like, even Iden was just like, oh, geez, that was a tough listen.
That's spoken of a man who doesn't wear a smartwatch.
Mate.
Any other?
Have we gone fully into our weeks?
Nothing happened for me. Very much just trucked it on, got to Friday, and
Yeah, I went on a delivery for a mother bin with Finches, which was cool.
yeah.
Went and videoed that, which was awesome.
You spent your weekend earthing.
Yeah, earthing. I was doing a detox, mate. No service up at the Bunyas. Bella and I went to the Bunyas for the weekend, and it was great. The old, geez, I tell you what, I have not missed the ads on 7. and I'll tell you what, it was actually, Bella and I were just having a laugh because, like, you know, we went for a couple of walks, kicked the shower, and did a couple of things like that. And we just had 7 mate on the telly all day Saturday. And geez, there's some
Mate.
American pickers, porn
yeah.
stars.
Yep. They're really into their gold digging at the moment. I mean, I know gold's doing well at the moment.
Ice road
Fair
truckers.
Yeah.
Outback
there was
truckers.
Outback truckers.
ice gold diggers.
It's like it
Mate.
actually reminds me of like you just find one hit show, like it's you're digging for something, and then
Yeah.
you go, let's just do
Flog
anything.
the living life
Let's
out
just
of it.
dig for everything.
Yeah. Mate, it was unbelievable. It was so funny, just like some of the crap that we were watching.
Let's cut to Craig in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
with his shovel.
Oh, I love our back truckers though. Turbo's on a mission. Yeah.
It's a sticky situation. They've never found themselves in this position before.
The river is running, so they must act quick.
This is a dangerous task only for the most experienced of truckers.
If
This goes bad.
The temperatures are rising. The truck is overheating, so Turbo better think quick. Oh, Turbo's actually doing time at the moment.
Oh.
He got done for some sort of fraud or something.
Was it growing up? Was it mum that loved to watch?
No,
Surely it was Dad.
Well, hated it.
They hated it. And I used to watch Ice Road Truckers as well. And Mum would be like, "I'll get this rod off the TV."
I would love to see an episode of Outback Truckers, but it's narrated by Glenn Robbins being Russell Coyne.
One of my uni mates, dead set, actually watches Outback Truckers on properly sits down and watches it. And we get a Snapchat in our uni group chat one day. And on one of the scenes of Outback Truckers, there's just some bogan with a ute full of dead pigs hung up in the back of his ute, and it's made it into Outback
Mate,
Truckers. He's
That's
gone pig.
that show. Obviously people watch it.
Mate, Bella's grandparents and parents watch it.
And there are obviously people they'll buy the box set. It's just far out.
Actually, for Christmas, can I have a box set of Outback Truckers?
The narration is good, Harry. The sticky situation is so good. This road is not wide. That means it's thin.
That means it's thin.
One wrong move and he slips down the mountain. And he goes down the Great Dividing Range.
Which is a great range, can we just say. One of the greats.
If his tyre is flat,
It'll send him back by 16 hours.
if his tyre's flat, it means there's no air. Oh, it's good stuff.
it's serious
What about,
stuff.
obviously we touched on, the Outback ads, your classics like
Sorry.
your Clark tanks, your Titan sheds, and your Super Rooster, or your Ronda's refits.
Yeah, Ronda's refits.
Were there still the greatest hits getting around, or what was some of the ads getting around on 7? Because Harry and I, we were watching on KO, so we didn't.
Yeah.
The Telstra ad's still getting flogged.
What time?
The new Telstra ad.
Oh no, that was on. I watched when KO went down. It was on when I was watching the other night.
No, but is there any downs?
Yeah,
ads?
we're talking.
Oh,
your darling Downs Electrical.
Yeah. Better Home and Living. There was a couple of Better Home Living.
Pop into Dolby Mower Supplies today.
Well,
Live brighter with beacons.
They'd steal a punch.
Come on into Crazy Gallagher's.
No, there's actually not.
Make sure you book your next function at Hotel Glenvale.
Club Glenvale was getting
Club
a
Glenvale.
Club Glenvale, yes. Newly refurbished.
Do you guys remember the Fire and Ice ones?
No.
It was there was the old place in
yes.
Toowoomba it was
Yes.
called Fire and Ice.
Yes. Yeah. You would know it, Harry.
It's bigger than a sports club. Oh, no.
Yeah.
What is it?
What's the line? I know what you mean.
It's smaller than casino, but bigger than a pub. It's the Toowoomba Sports Club.
Club Glenvale. Or whatever. Yeah, it's so good.
There's good ads around.
The City Golf
What
Club.
about
I
have
didn't
you
see
had
the
your
City
in
Golf
a Health Plus today or whatever it was? It would be the little things on the
Yeah.
seesaw. Have you had your in Health Plus today?
Club? You know what there was? Flaming those telemarketers. Buy one and you'll get 78 free. Buy 78 and you'll get the 79th half price. But wait, there's more. Buy now and we'll double the offer.
How good are those TV shopping channels where obviously you don't watch them now, but when you're a kid you'd be flicking around and it would be like, and we've just got a phone call. We're going to offer this 99% off for the next callers in the next 30 minutes. But then in an hour and a half, you'd get the same rerun.
ad and you're like, hang on a second, I tried dialing them 30 minutes
You told
ago.
me this was a one-time limited offer.
Yeah. There was one that they're pushing at the moment, which is it's like a fur, the lint rollers. It's like that for your dog or cat. And so it's like a mitt and you wipe them.
Yeah.
And they're like, it was literally buy now and we'll send you another one free. And I'm like, that is something you don't need two of.
The ladder one's a good one. What's the...
Oh, the ladder. This ladder is 130 in one with all the different combinations.
And one of the 130s, it turns into a chair. It's no one wants to do that. You buy this fridge and we'll give you 5 more fridges.
How about the ladder ad where they then show the scenes of people with just normal ladders falling over? They're up on the house and then it starts slipping.
And it's always in black and white, or the heater one, or the heater one that's them shivering.
Yeah, and it's got the big red cross that comes over the screen.
I love the one about the ladder one. How it's like someone's got like a Bailey's ladder, which is like the most common, like best version of a ladder, and they're like trying to like put it up, and they for some reason can't hold their balance, and they're like, "Oh, my ladder! I can't open it," and all of a sudden I've lost my balance.
Yeah. But now I've got full balance back again, and my hand-eye is in nick when I bought this 130 in one ladder.
Oh, mate.
But it was funny, like on Sunrise this morning, because we were getting into our Sunrise work too, because there's just no service.
I've given up on Sunrise since Koshy left.
Slow
Since
news.
Mark Beretta left.
Oh, I didn't know that is.
He's a sports reporter.
Yeah, he's the one that used to. Slow news today. They were talking about how Brisbane Airport are telling people not to rush to their flights because they've had a number of falls. People are having falls. And so then they were playing CCTV footage, and literally this one old bird was walking. And you know the boom gates for like car parks?
Yeah.
She was walking along, and the boom gate literally came down and hit her on the head, and then she fell backwards.
Yeah.
And I was like, teal. But there was a few actual good shots because there's like ladies and old blokes having, and it's not funny, but like it is. They're having falls from the top of like the escalators, all the way down, and I'm like, teal.
It's always, I always find it's interesting. Like, I don't think you need the visual examples of, hey, can you please not rush to your flight?
Yeah.
Otherwise, and then it's like showing people that have fallen over. It's kind of like, I think we get the message.
And that's what the people even on Sunrise were saying. They're like, yeah, imagine if you made it into the compilation of imagine if you made it in the Brisbane Airport.
Well, it's actually funny. During the week at school, they do a Queensland Rail come out and they do a presentation of like how to be safe around trains, etc. And one of them was like, don't run around the train station. And then they show like a compilation of people like falling down the stairs because they were running. And it's like, there's this one, I think it was at Indooroopilly. This guy's like so drunk coming home from a Broncos game. And you know how at Indooroopilly Station, when you walk down, there's the underpass. You can go right, you can go left. And he's like sprinting down the stairs and he just like falls face down and slides on his guts the whole way down. But he's like pants are loose. So as he slides, it like cuts to the side on angle and he like slides out and he's just got his ass hanging out. As he just like catapults down the stairs. All I was thinking of like, that's funny, but like, can you imagine how grazed up not only his legs and stomach would be, but his front bottom?
Mate.
That's not an area you want to have concrete grazing.
Oof. That's not where you want any gravel rash.
But you were watching the game on 7. The game we're talking about is St Kilda
just
versus
before we get into the Lions
Brisbane.
Brisbane.
I'd just like to comment on Taylor House's victory on Friday. Right. So, as house captain of Taylor
Move on.
No, mate.
You're a moron. Move on.
No.
If you cut this out, I'm not going to be friends with you. Move on.
As a captain of Taylor House.
No, keep it in, mate.
Me and my mate Nate.
Of Jobling fame.
We produced one of the absolute all-time efforts we've ever seen at cross-country. Taylor House was struggling for numbers. And we got people off the grandstands and participating, using the gift that God gave them, their legs, to win for Taylor House.
Hey, with God's help, we'll do our best.
And it's our first cross-country win since yours truly captained in 2023.
Mate, I smoked the comp. I took Taylor straight through. I think we went in. I think straight sets. We won that comp.
I'm undefeated in house competitions. I was having my eye surgery on swimming carnival and we lost.
Oh,
but I'm there for cross country.
You're not putting that on the record.
Taylor winning.
It's not on Harry's resume. That
no.
Taylor winning the swimming carnival used to always be a layup. Like
yeah,
we used to have some.
I was up, Nate. My other house captain. How do you lose the swimming competition with Taylor? That is
I think has
disappointing.
won it 20 years in a row or something. Anyways, Taylor green and gold.
Now we can get on to Fitzroy. I just have to say congratulations, Taylor House.
I love you, Taylor House. I hate Kerry and Johnson.
No, Kerry's okay.
Kerry's actually pretty good.
Kerry's okay. Because they never win. They never win.
Brisbane versus St Kilda.
Yep.
Enough of the dribble.
Fitzroy.
Actually, yeah.
Sorry.
Fitzies.
Who's
Fitzroy Lions versus
Brisbane?
St Kilda Saints.
Sainers.
Oi, this weekend, before we get onto that, this weekend I've been running Bella through the AFL teams. She's getting me to quiz her on the teams because she didn't know who Carlton, she doesn't know the last name to some of the teams. She knows now. At one point it was the Fremantle Bombers, but we fixed it all up. So anyways, kick up.
Now, I thought yesterday, God, it was frustrating to watch at times.
Yeah.
Until we decided to turn into the Brisbane Harlem Globetrotters. And we went into our God mode that we just sometimes go into.
I loved the first quarter.
That first half was
the first quarter was the worst quarter of football I've seen in a while.
I loved watching no one kick goals.
Now, one of the things that a lot of the players were saying, and I saw a lot of comments online, was about that it was a bit of a kid clash. So the Lions were wearing their maroon and dark... I'd say a navy, a dark navy Fitzroy strip, which I thought they looked very good in. They had the collar.
Oh, it looked beautiful.
But then obviously St Kilda were wearing their home strip. So
I
can
see how they would have thought so.
Because obviously that red is pretty close to that maroon.
Was it a closed roof or an open roof?
Closed roof.
Yeah, always closed.
Yeah. Didn't they open it the other day?
Which I would say based off
they did open it last weekend, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
No. Yes, they did.
No, they
What
didn't.
game?
Bulldogs someone.
No.
Oh no, Bulldogs.
Which based off the skill level of the first half, I would say the kick clash really did play a factor.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
I wonder if
genuinely terrible.
Yeah, but it wasn't just kick clash stuff. That Gideon Coleman snapped from about 20, didn't reach the goals on the full.
Yeah.
You know it's bad when I know he snapped with his right foot and he's left footed, but you know it's bad when
drop punt kid.
You can.
How good was his drop punt?
Yeah,
punt
that was
you know, you can sit there and you can go, oh, it's his opposite foot, but it's you're a professional footballer. If the Brisbane Lions won the premiership in 2023, you were a Norm Smith medalist, Cadine.
Yeah.
Kitty. So I reckon a 20-metre snap on your non-preferred, I think you can probably at least make the D.
Yeah.
It didn't even get touched on the goal line.
It got marked.
Yeah.
And it was just we looked...
It's a cricket pitch.
We looked clunky in that first half. Both teams just couldn't really get anything going. And then in the second half, it opened up a lot. And then obviously in the last quarter, we ran away and absolutely galloped our way because we just went into God mode. Darcy Wilmot turned into
so good.
Superman.
Yeah, wasn't it nice to have him back there? That was great.
Mate, did you watch what he did in the last quarter?
What?
Darcy Wilmot.
What did he do?
He turned into Superman. There was he
was flying.
Was sprinting over I think it was Jack Higgins was going to make an easy mark. He's turned his back as he's jumped because if he had jumped and punched the football, it would have been front on contact. So he's jumped early, hung in the air, turned around and just punched his ball. And then the other one, the ball was coming into the forward 50 and he leapt across this guy and kind of like a volleyball spiked it up in the air and then marked it. He just was everywhere.
He was just a flying Harris Andrews there for a bit.
Oh,
goodness me.
God, we've missed him. Of which, going on to injuries, Ainsworth, concussed.
Yeah.
Bad concussion
the Flying
too.
Viking kneed him in the back of the head when he was taking a specky.
Didn't look good. It was a great mark.
Great mark. Also missed the kick. Hit the post.
Mm.
On that, the Alex Taru, everyone in the stadium, bar that goal umpire, I think knew that it had hit the post. All the players knew. The umpire calls it a goal. I think that the umpire on field that's watching from behind where Alex Taru kicks that from, I think he needs to go to be able to go to the goal umpire and say, "Hey mate, I'm pretty sure that's hit the post. Can we have a look at it?" And I know that's they then check it and it gets fixed anyway.
Yeah.
But the goal umpire, mate, you're bloody looking up at the sky. You can see it deviate off the post.
It went at right angles.
Yeah. Come on. But and then the other one, Harry, was Darcy Gardner.
Yeah, that's not good. But yeah,
that's a 8 to 12 week AC.
I think it's good.
Injury.
It's kind of good to it should give Tom Dude a genuine chance that he hasn't gotten.
Yeah.
to make a genuine run into the team.
It's also just annoying that we've lost another 2 guys in the back line. Like, it probably means next week Dara Joyce, maybe Joyce and Duday come in. Maybe?
Nah. I'd bring Shadow Brain in.
To play Ainsworth's role.
Yeah. He's a bit too...
But then who plays Gardner's role?
You bring in Tom Duday or Dara Joyce.
It's got to be Joyce. Mind you, Collingwood, who we play next week, Collingwood don't have that... Like, they haven't got, like, the big Brody Myercheck up forward. Like, they've got Jack Buller, but that's
Brody
about
Myercheck, not necessarily big. Look, Brody Myercheck is a absolute role for Ryan Lester. But obviously they don't have him anymore. Maybe Dan McStay. He's probably their biggest forward.
I forgot about old Meathead McStay.
Their forward line's just not good. Like,
I saw a lot of commentary during the week about how they think that Dan McStay's underperformed for them. I don't know what they were expecting. If they had watched him at Brisbane, he's performed exactly how I would expect him to perform.
Yeah, he was never going to be the next big thing.
Like, he was never going to be the guy. He was like a good cog in the wheel, and like Brisbane struggled when he left because he was like that contested mark link up the ground, but he was never going to be a forward that was going to kick you more than 2 goals a game, which was our problem when we had McStay and Hipwood, was they just weren't proficient enough, and it meant that Charlie then got the main defender.
Yeah.
And when Charlie was getting molested and never getting paid a holding free kick, and he was basically taken out of the game, our forward line struggled.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a surprise how he's gone at all. I know he's been injury prone. He had an ACL, and then did he have a PCL last year? Or did he have 2 serious injuries?
He just couldn't get on the park. I thought it was small soft tissue last year.
Soft tissue.
There's worse teams you can have a lighter back line.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie Elliott's the one you really got to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, which is I
reckon they'll put Ryan Lester on him.
Yeah.
Which if I had told you that 6 years ago, you'd go, oh my God, what's happened to our back line?
News this morning, Darcy Moore's out for a month.
Oh, really?
So he's ruled out for a month.
That came out?
Yep. So he will not be playing,
Did
which is good.
Skip get injured?
He won't play.
He won't.
They're not going to play Pendlebury on Achilles tightness.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering what that injury that was.
Achilles.
Yeah.
Like something Achilles
on the Lions back line, how passionate was Ty Gallup down back?
I think that was stupid.
Mate, he had a couple of good fists in there. He competed. He did a good job.
Yes, but I think you look at... I mean, they're probably...
Or would you have rather put Oscar Allen down back?
They're probably not necessarily match fit, but we've got Dara Joyce, Tom Duday, Zane Zakostelski all playing in the VFL. All as genuine natural defenders. Why are we putting Ty Gallup down back?
Don't know. I mean, I'd say it... If you look at how it all played out, I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Did he play mainly on Mason Wood?
I thought it was Caminiti.
It was Caminiti.
Or
was it Cooper Sharman?
Might have been Cooper Sharman. I don't know. But if there's a team you're going to do it against, it's St Kilda. They don't have any big forwards.
No.
But I just thought that probably wasn't the play. Like, it worked out fine, but it was a bit like...
I mean, credit to
defenders.
Fags, though. Like, I didn't see that coming into the game. I didn't think he was going to put Ty Gallup down back, especially someone who, like, I would say he's starting to find his feet, like, up forward. And he had a good back end of last year, obviously. He's a premiership player, but kicked 3 in a prelim at the MCG. But I also just feel like when he's thrown, say, Hipwood back there, it's like Hipwood's played more than 170 games. Like, he's played a lot. Yeah. So, like... You can kind of go. Plus, to take a leaf out of Michael Owen's book, it's easy to bulldoze something than it is to create something.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's easy to spoil in defence than it is to, a crafty little forward move that results in a goal.
It's harder to bulldoze stuff at current fuel prices, mate.
A great saying from Michael Owen. If you'd asked me to have 2 days to knock this place down, I reckon I could do it, but I couldn't build it, could I?
No. Which I think is probably a little bit similar to, like, you can give someone who's a bit physical a job in defence and they can compete and at least bring the ball to ground and not result in a mark inside forward 50, which is what happened. Which, I mean, I guess also for Fags, maybe he looked at it as an opportunity to go, it's a pretty, yes, we were 0-2 and being 0-3 would have been a problem, but really it's a pretty low stakes scenario against we've got a weak back line against them that don't really have that strong of a forward
Yeah,
line.
like was it?
So it's a little bit of a free hit.
Yeah,
A bit of an
like,
experiment.
was it like a learning thing to go, well, this,
If worst case
Yeah.
scenario, can we at least rely on him to do a job in defence?
like if we're versing Adelaide with their 3 tall forwards, can we put Ty Gallop on a Tex Walker to just punch everything?
Yeah, and just compete.
Yeah, just like a bit of experience.
I think, obviously, once we get... Harris Andrews will be back for gather round, which is great because I just can't believe, like, just with the way the fixtures played out, he's going to have been like 4 or 5 weeks in between playing games of football.
Yeah.
I was saying before, he should have gone to Europe.
Yeah.
Gone on holiday.
Yeah. So is there much... Oh, we'll go into... Is there much more on the St Kilda game?
Well, who did you have as a standout?
Willie Ashcroft for me.
He had a big last quarter. He had 16 disposals in the last quarter.
His ball movement towards the end there was...
I think it was 16 disposals and 4 clearances. I also thought on Will Ashcroft, he was mine as well.
Yeah.
He was my big standout. He, in the last quarter, it was quite evident that St Kilda were basically out on their feet, and we were a little bit scrappy as well. But what allowed us to excel was that we were really clean with our hands,
Yep.
and we were able to get the ball to our outside runners, and you saw Zach Bailey hit the score sheet. You saw Kadeen Coleman score his
Yep.
goal where he got it on the run. Jasper Fletcher kicked a great
Yep.
snap. Cameron Rayner kicked a good goal, and
Yep.
it just got the ball to our runners and our clean sets of hands that resulted in great opportunities. And a lot of it came off the back of Dunkley, Neil, and Will Ashcroft being clean with their hands.
Yeah.
And we just ran over the top of them and had, the win by 33 points. On the little note thing on the pod account on Instagram, I said Lions by 30, so I was only 3 off.
Yeah, nice. No, it was beautiful. I thought he gelled it all together quite nicely there.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I think he really needed that game. He has not been great to start the year.
Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He hasn't been.
Like
To his lofty standards, like he's accumulated
yeah.
still, but he hasn't had the same
he's
impact.
just had no. Yeah, he's had no impact.
Yeah.
And like you think the game in Sydney, you go, well, he wasn't really excited, and Bulldogs he wasn't necessarily excited. So it's good that like he's got a over 30 disposal game under the belt.
But
now.
also, when the game was on the line
He was
and
good,
they
yeah.
needed a guy to lift, he lifted and had 16 disposals in the last
Yeah.
quarter, and I think he had 4 clearances. That's
And
a big effort.
That's
Yeah.
big confidence going into a week where he's going to get a lot of publicity. Same with Levi. He also had a good game. A lot of publicity with the Dacos brothers versus Ashcroft
Oh,
brothers.
yeah, that'll be running wild. On the, obviously, we were wearing it was our...
My breakout, my best player, Jarrod Berry.
Job on Nasiah.
He stopped their best player, Naz, from really doing anything. He made Naz quite angry.
Yeah, that was funny.
Like
when he gave that free kick away for Bez to kick that goal.
Yeah.
It always looked like a job that Berry was going to get, a bit faster, a bit more agile than Dunkley. And the way Naz will lose a tag is he'll take his player to the goal square. He'll take his player everywhere. And Berry was able to follow him. And to be able to get 31 touches to Naz's 29, Berry was arguably more positive going forward for us than Naz was for them.
Yeah.
And he had a defensive role.
I think also they clamped him. They went hard at him. Everyone went hard at him in that first half. And then it looked like in the second half they relaxed the tag a little bit. And they just gotten so under his skin. And St Kilda didn't really have anyone that could go and stand up in his absence. Like, I know he had 29 touches, but I don't reckon his disposal efficiency was very high.
No, he was under a lot of pressure a lot of the time when he got the ball. And I feel like with St Kilda, they don't have that, like, old, strong midfielder that's going to, like, be a bit no-nonsense and back Naz up. Like, a bit of what Jack Steele would have done if he was still in the team.
Yeah.
Like, a bit of, like, no, you're not touching Naz. Like,
Yeah.
it's just only Naz, and it seems like he's their only foray forward, and teams have realised that, and he's susceptible to the tag in round 1 against Perryman, and he's now struggling under it.
Also got, was it Caleb Windsor tagged him in the Saints-Demons game?
Yeah. And then he got off the chain a bit in at NG against the Giants, but
Yeah. But I did think he was great. It was also just interesting to see like Nasai Wanganeen-Miller in previous seasons has not had the same attention as he's got, and obviously now that he's on $2 million a year, and he's had this not a meteoric rise, but he's really come into his own last year. As what happens is like guys are going to come after you, and it's up to you for how you actually respond. On the Lions as a whole, obviously this was our heritage. We were paying respects to the Fitzroy side of our past. Last year they did a big heap of stuff with the Brisbane Bears, and we're still wearing the Brisbane Bears jersey actually as our clash kit this year, which is nice to see. So a little bit of background on the Fitzroy side of things. Before COVID, I worked one off-season in the Lions membership office. And the amount of times they receive phone calls from Victorian members, because there's a big fan base in Melbourne, being like, you don't care about your Melbourne fan base, you don't care about the Fitzroy history, it's all about Brisbane, is actually like quite substantial.
Really?
And they've been shafted a little bit during COVID because they weren't playing that much stuff down there. So I thought, as a whole, the way that they handled the little small things around a heritage round, I guess you would call it, to do with Fitzroy was really good, to the point where, running out to the Fitzroy song.
And even playing the song when we won.
When
we
won.
When we had Dare to Beat the Bear last year, when we won, we did not play Dare to Beat the Bear.
No.
But when we won last year, they played the Fitzroy song, and I reckon it was great.
Yeah. And it's funny, you might not have seen this, Gus, but on Fox they interviewed... Actually, no, I might have saw it on social media. They interviewed Oscar Allen.
It was Triple M.
Yeah.
It was Triple M, and they were asking him about, like, did you know the words for the song? And he goes, yeah, I knew the words. I'd had it in my Spotify shuffle, so it was coming on in the car. And he goes, I was really glad we didn't sing the Fitzroy song, because otherwise I would have had no idea what was going on. But I thought the boys did a great job. There was heaps of they played into like popping the collar, like Kai Loman popped the collar, Rayner kicked a goal and popped the collar.
Yeah.
And I think as a whole, like we're actually wearing that jersey again against Collingwood later in the year.
Yeah, right.
So we're playing
that'll be
round
passionate.
24.
round 24 against Collingwood. They're
that'll be
wearing it at the
passionate.
MCG.
And we'll be
full
wearing our
MCG.
rugbies.
We'll have our rugbies on, which we did order.
We might have to do a business trip down.
I thought it really
Trip on
added.
Talk of the Town to go and support the boys.
Oh yeah, I thought it really added to the occasion. I thought they really did such a good job of making it a thing of like, we're essentially today in front of our Melbourne faithful, we're playing as the Fitzroy Football Club, and we're representing the Fitzroy side of our history, because it's a rich part of our history. And I wanted to pose the question to you guys: should AFL clubs be doing more? They used to have an official heritage round where everyone wore a
That'd
retro
be
strip
awesome.
in the 2000s. Should they bring that back?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
With Brisbane, it's a bit different because of obviously the merger.
Yeah,
Like we like it's not like a club died and Fitzroy didn't die; it was merged.
Yes,
So
correct.
we have to I don't think we've done enough to go into the Bears and the Fitzroy side. I'd like to see it more, but I think definitely it's such a cool thing. Like the collars, like
Yeah.
even Collingwood did it, I reckon, against Brisbane round 19. Had a heritage AFL logo.
Yeah.
I think
It's crept back
so
in
cool,
a little bit in
yeah.
the last few years, but there hasn't been a big uniformed thing from the AFL to go, we're doing a heritage round like they used to. It's been a little bit more like, we're wearing this at Gather Round, or we're doing this to commemorate this. Port Adelaide did it for the 20th anniversary when they versed the Lions, and they wore the strip they won the flag against us in 2004. But I think the league would really benefit from a heritage round. Like everyone, we have the Sir Doug Nichols round where everyone wears their Indigenous kits. I think a proper heritage round where clubs have an opportunity every year on the one round, or if they want to make it 2 rounds so you have a home and an away, to showcase heritage, because it gives you more opportunities to reference your heritage. And when you go back such a long way, like Brisbane have so many different heritage jerseys they could wear. There's the maroon one they wore. There's like the Fitzroy one where it's the classic like our away strip with the blue and the red. They've got the Bears ones where it's the BB they have. They've got the V one. Like, I just think it's a cool thing.
I'd actually like to see, like you say, on our away strip, I'd like to see a bit more Fitzroy into that. I know it's the Fitzroy shirt with like the old Fitzroy line.
Yeah.
But I'd actually like to see, like how we've done with the Clash, with
The
it being
FFC on the front.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Yeah.
that.
I think so. I would.
Like
I don't think
Gabba
anyone
we
would have
wear
a problem with that.
maroon with our lion.
Yeah.
Clash, we wear the Bears, and away in Melbourne, in front of our Fitzroy fans, we wear the FFC on the front.
It's interesting. I don't think anyone would have a problem with that.
No.
No.
If anything, I think the Melbourne fans would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool.
I agree.
Do you reckon we'll ever see the Lions as a heritage jersey bring the paddle pop lion back?
That'd be funny.
Oh,
It's just as a one-off.
we should do it for like a gather round.
Yeah, just like something fun. Bring the Alex the Lion back out.
And I reckon like have a home game where we unveil the 2013 NAB Cup premiers.
The 2013 NAB Cup Premiers
Yeah.
one. Yeah. I definitely thought that we were turning a corner that year when we won the NAB Cup. Where we knocked down the Carlton Blues. Now, one thing that was topical on this Lions game was it's a little bit of a derby getting around.
The derby.
The Lions and the Saints. So, to catch people up on the history between the Lions and the Saints over the last year. So, Andrew Bassett, St Kilda's president, has been taking shots for the last few years at the father-son and academy system, taking a strong aim at the northern clubs and people that have benefited from father-son. He said it all started with the draft and equalisation system is there for a reason. When it advantages already strong clubs, it needs to be looked at. And more pointedly, he looked at Brisbane and said it's not how the system was intended to work, which is a shot at the Lions Academy pipeline with Ashcroft's Fletcher, Sam Marshall, Dan Annable, Harris Andrews, I guess you could throw in there.
Well,
Essentially saying that Lions are benefiting from a loophole.
We've had one top 10 academy selection in the whole time the academy's been a thing. And that was Dan Annable this year, pick 6.
Yeah. Obviously, like Will and Levi have been involved in the academy, but not really. Like, they've been Melbourne-based.
And the Saints, they've been around longer than the Lions.
Yeah, hey, St Kilda, no one's making you make these stupid draft choices that you've made.
But also,
Don't make me do a deep dive into who you've selected and who you've missed out on.
the father-son is not any different to them than it is for us.
Especially not when they got Nick Rewald's boys coming through.
And I think, why is it them attacking the father-son? Why is it not Gold Coast, who literally don't have access to any father-sons because they're not old enough?
Yeah.
Why is it not GWS and Gold Coast?
But also, those clubs and the Sydney, Brisbane, Gold Coast, GWS, they actually need an academy to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so many, like we see it with rugby league all the time. Like there's so many kids now that are they just get affiliated to clubs so young, so they actually need it. Otherwise, like how are you supposed to draw people in?
Yeah.
And the big one also is like Kalen Ponga, for example, was a bee's willy away from joining the Lions through their academy setup because of how well it was set up. So then Chris Fagan, because the Lions aren't just going to sit there and roll over, so he responded and said...
This was fire.
Yeah.
He didn't just defend the system, but he flipped it back on St Kilda by saying, some of the contracts being handed out are ridiculous, which was widely understood to be aimed at the deals around Nasai Wang and Ing Miller. He also doubled down with clubs can do what they like, but it does have an impact on the competition, which is essentially a critique on St Kilda's strategy, essentially saying you're complaining about fairness while inflating the market for yourselves by paying way overs on these guys, but also the way that they're spending over their cap because they've underspent, and everyone talks about this war chest. So then Andrew Bassett then goes, who's got a little bit of small man syndrome about him. He's got a bit of uppity about him. But then he goes, he then effectively wanted Brisbane to pull their coach into line by trying to have communications with Andrew Wellington, the Lions president, to basically go, can you have a conversation with your coach? This is not on. Of which Ross Lyon then comes in and goes, it's not personal, it's more about the system. We're just talking about the draft and how it operates. Now, again, if we're talking about the draft and how it operates, don't make people do another deep dive into your draft process over the last 15 to 20 years because it's been utterly appalling. No one made you make those choices, mate. You guys made them. And while there are people like you that are terrible at managing their list and picking the right selections, there's the Lions, Geelong, Adelaide, and I could name a heap of other clubs that have actually built their list properly and have sustained success. So you can't stand there yelling like a petulant little child because you haven't been able to manage your list properly while other people that have the same access to things do. That's as simple as that.
Yep.
Like, look at the Dogs, for example. Like, they're another team that have built a pretty decent list.
Yeah.
Because you don't just build a list from the draft. You got to make your club appealing for people to go to. And some things are more appealing than money. So I thought it was funny that...
What do you mean, mate? I thought St Kilda was appealing.
Yeah. Knock, knock! But I think it's funny. Like, it all kind of bubbled to the surface this week with this game, where it's kind of just like that. Yeah, like sit down.
Yeah.
Let the big boys go to work, mate.
Yeah.
Let the back-to-back reigning premiers just
do their thing.
We'll do our thing, mate. You guys go home with your tail between your legs. With your
We'll give you a chance for 3 quarters and then we'll just pants you in the last.
But essentially what Brisbane are saying is like, we develop our talent, we draft well, and they stay disciplined in all the stuff that they do. And St Kilda are basically saying the system is flawed and we need to change it because they've been so bad at don't take pot shots at the guys doing the right thing or doing the job properly. Like Dom Ambrosio's got a lot to answer for how well he's managed their list. Sorry that Stephen Silvani's not doing the same for you, mate.
Mate, it just doesn't make sense.
It's just ridiculous. But also I think Fags talking about Nasiah and the contract they gave him. He's not just talking about Nasiah, he's also talking about the amount they're paying Tom DeConning.
When was their ruckman they had not good enough?
Rowan Marshall, exactly. Why was Tom DeConning the one they went after? Like, surely you use that and go after someone else because I don't know. Ruck wasn't really an issue.
No, let's actually have a look at 2014 National Draft. Pick one. The household name of Patrick McCartan. Great pick. I'm sure there was no one better in that draft.
Who was pick 2?
I'll have a look.
Well, Paddy McCartan, he obviously had his issues with concussion, then went to Sydney, played as a key defender, and then obviously had to retire due to concussion. But I remember when he got drafted, there was a lot of stuff around like big key forwards take a lot of time. And he did take a lot of time. Who was pick 2?
A lot of skid.
Christian Petrarca.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just
Angus Brayshaw, obviously concussion, but was very good. Jordan De Goey.
And this is just looking at one draft.
Peter Wright.
2 metre Peter.
And then it goes into some not great players.
Darcy Moore. Isaac Heaney.
Well, Heaney, they couldn't have got Heaney because he went to Sydney.
Yeah.
Not just reading players.
Well, I think that's just about it.
Well, the AFL at large this weekend. So we saw Thursday night
Adelaide.
Do we want to go into the Collingwood game? Do a bit of a preview.
a drab affair. Yeah, we will actually. Collingwood. Early thoughts. I think Brisbane will win by 5 goals.
I've got scars from last year.
Yeah.
5 goals.
You've got to remember we were in the guts
I
of the
remember.
Collingwood section.
I remember.
I'm not going to crow early.
Scott Pendlebury out. Darcy Moore out.
No, but there's the Dacosses.
They are very good.
Man.
I mean, they can each have 40 and 2 and they
Who do you
lose.
reckon's
That's
gonna
fine.
tag
It's good for
Dacos?
my fantasy team.
Barry.
Barry.
Yep.
There'll be a food review coming.
Yes,
on
food review.
Thursday. It's been so long.
We are very much looking forward to it. There's been a long hiatus just due to the fixturing. Very interested to see what we'll get. Arguably more important than the game.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it is more important than the game.
So what do we want?
What do the people want?
Yeah. I guess people probably want us to get something terrible like the salad.
The salad.
Ugh.
The spinach and ricotta pasty.
How far we can throw a spinach and ricotta salad from that top level of the game. Can we make it across the road?
Time will tell.
Mate, I'm keen for... yeah, that'll be good.
Well,
Whoa.
the Broncos.
The mighty Broncos.
We keep fighting every second till the end. Got the win in the Battle of Brisbane, the Brisbane Derby.
The Brisbane Derby.
What do you think of the game?
Didn't watch it.
It was good. Brisbane were actually like...
Wasn't on the telly.
Looked pretty good. Looked like a good atmosphere.
I had this on and the Combank Soccer
I was
Rose.
more focused on the Soccer Rose.
Same.
But it was a good game. Happy we won.
There's a lot of spice in it. I mean, Dolphins have been in quite good form, and the Broncos, you'd argue, have been pretty topsy-turvy. Like, it took a really good second half to beat the Storm. Now they improved their record to 2-2. Again, I thought that they were pretty good. There's obviously some talking points out of this game. Bloody Kiripani is in a little bit of hot water because he was celebrating after the game and was arrested for being a public nuisance in the city.
He was not being a public
Nice.
nuisance.
Oh, well, what was he doing, Harry?
He was just enjoying himself.
I don't know what happened, but
Neither do I.
he was clearly happy about the Broncos winning. Again, like a more polished performance than what we have seen. It also helps, obviously, like they had Reynolds back. I did also enjoy big Corey Jensen taking a conversion at the end.
Oh, that was good. That was really good. Missed it by a postcode, but it was good.
The effort was there.
It was good to
A
watch.
coat of posts.
Siebold sacked.
Yeah, and
Yes,
I'm
I did say that.
chalking that off as a prediction for me as a big tick because I said he was the coach that was the most under pressure.
And 3 rounds in.
And
4 rounds in.
they said, thank you, Anthony. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Now, I have a little bit of a breakdown.
And if you do, it's your own stupid fault.
I have a little bit of a breakdown on Anthony Siebold's tenure. He was appointed in late 2022 and sacked in March 2026 after round 3. So he had 3 full seasons in charge and then an 0-3 start. 2023, in his first year, they finished 12th with 9 wins and 10 losses. They won 4 times from the first 10 games. Again, inconsistent all year. It's been a very ongoing theme with Manly that if Turbo's been out, their form drops off a cliff. If he's in, they've been competitive. 2024, they came 7th. They won an elimination final and then were eliminated in the second week. Their attack clicked, but also Turbo was on the field a little bit more, and they looked like they could potentially be a team trending on the rise. Then last year we saw the issue with Daly Cherry Evans. Was he going to sign? Was he going to leave? He ends up announcing that he's going to leave. It kind of masked their whole season. They missed finals. There was a growing external pressure where it started to look like there were rumblings with the club that things were not going so well. Then they blew some leads, lost 3 straight at home, which is not something Manly do very often. And they've sacked him. So his total coaching record at Manly was 68 wins and 68 losses. Obviously, 50% win rate.
He won half his games.
You could say that. That would be
would make
factually correct.
He also lost half his games.
So it's glass half full, glass half empty.
How many games did he draw, though?
It doesn't say.
6.
See?
6.
Or?
7. 6, 7.
So the highest they finished was 7th. They were trending downward, and they obviously think they can get more out of their list, and they didn't really ever have a identity that you could go like, okay, this Manly side does this. It was always like, oh, Turbo's on fire and he'd get hot, they'd win some games. But they also looked like at times they struggled to close out close games. You know, I know you can look at the Raiders game, for example, and say they lost in Golden Point, but again, 3 losses, not just 3 losses, but 3 losses at home. And Kieran Foran comes over, steps up, obviously because he's an assistant coach there. He steps up, he's going to take over. But Anthony, all the best and bit of the same.
Anthony C, not so bold.
Yeah, Anthony, I hope you got a good payout.
Bold.
But interesting to see what Manly go from here. It's kind of a year where they go I mean, you're only 3 rounds in.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much of the year left.
well, what do you do?
Well, Kieran Foran's going to be there till the end of the year, and then I guess you judge him on his performances, and if you think he's... But again, he hasn't done much coaching either. He only retired last year.
Oh, really?
So there is a few favourites around who's going to come in, which we'll get onto in a segment we're going to do in a little bit. But first sacking of the year, I didn't think it was... I thought it was a chance it was going to be Siebold, but I didn't think it was going to be this early. Like round 3.
Yeah.
3 games. So they lost to the Raiders, the Roosters, and the Knights.
Yeah.
All at home.
Yeah.
Knights is a bit punchy.
Yeah.
How about those Cowboys?
Mate, I couldn't believe the Cows. Genuinely
Very impressive.
Genuinely could not believe the Cowboys. That was crazy.
Yeah.
There'll be a few...
And it was not only was that, it was a come from behind win as well.
Yeah, we were watching the AFL, and I look at my phone, and I go, the Cowboys are up by 4 with 2 minutes left.
Rugby league miracle.
Well, the real question is, have the Cowboys fans fallen back in love with Todd Payton after that performance?
Yeah.
We might have to.
They've got a long way to come.
We might have to call Jerry on the pod.
They've got to come from a long way back.
Jerry live
but it
from
wasn't,
Noosa.
Harry, it wasn't the only massive upset of the weekend in the rugby league. There was 2 others.
Those...
The mighty West Tigers. Westies are, in fact, besties. Jock Madden.
West is best.
Prime Jock Madden dishes up a rousing performance.
One of the great jocks.
A rousing performance
Serious job.
over there in New Zealand, and they
New
get the
Zealand.
job over the Wars in New Zealand, which is a hard thing to do. Really hard thing
Yeah.
to do.
The Wars look good.
Mate, they've been red hot. They beat
yeah.
the Roosters. They've played a lot of the games at home.
Raiders.
Roosters, Raiders, and I think they would have won one more because they were top.
Yeah.
I know.
But they lost, and that leaves Penrith the only undefeated team so far.
Yeah. And then obviously yesterday we saw the Doggies lost to the Knights. Mate, the
Yeah.
Knights are on the up.
Mate, they said good night
Yeah.
to him.
Go on.
So, yeah, quite interesting. The only other straightforward performance yesterday was the Panthers ran over the top of the Eels.
And the Flamin', there's been a couple of upsets this
Oh, you
round.
could call it upset round.
You could call it upset round. Not good for me, because I slapped a little joker on thinking, oh, this is going to be an easy round. Slap a joker on.
Oh, dear.
Nah.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
Because I've had a terrible tipping. I'm going terribly in the tipping.
I'm 3
this
from
year.
8.
I'd be the same. Anyways, I've gone terribly in the tips, and so
Who played Thursday night?
That was Manly. Manly Roosters.
Oh, so everyone would have got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I guess the last point with the NRL, the Panthers heritage jersey that they wore.
Oh, it looked good. Looked really good.
Sensational. That's what you'd see prime bloody Craig Gower and Reece Wesser running around in.
I'm too young.
And Scott Sattler.
I'm too young. I could.
Mate, the listeners at home, they'd be going, yeah, it looks sexy. It did. And again, a great... It actually, in the whole of the NRL, I think I liked it more than the Broncos one.
yeah.
It just was prime 2003.
Sure.
I think which...
One
I
of the
think
great 2000s.
Mate, one of the great thousands.
Oh.
But it looked really good. Credit to the
Serious
Panthers. That was a really
thousand.
nice jersey. I think that's going to be... it's going to rank very highly on NRL jerseys by the end of the year. So the Broncos continue their Queensland flavour. They play the Cowboys next week.
Yep.
I know the Cowboys are coming off a win against the Storm, but I think the Broncos will have absolutely no issues.
You
Yeah,
don't
and I
flame
think-
it no these days, mate.
From what I remember, they do a little Queensland road trip and go...
Then the Titans.
Then the Titans. You go like, they could well be what? Is it?
And then they're
Well,
coming...
they're 2-2 now, so they could be 4-2.
They could be 4-2.
And then I think the week after they're coming and playing the Diehards.
Yeah, they're playing the Tigers.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought it was the Derby.
They're not coming out
Diehards,
to play the Diehards, mate.
Oh, right.
Maybe the Western Clydesdales.
Potentially a Clive Berg offer.
Oh.
One
of the great
No,
50 things they've
Broncos snubbed the great town of Toowoomba this year and didn't play their preseason game in Toowoomba.
They did train at Grammar, though.
They did
Oh.
train there.
Trade.
You could have gone and watched, mate. They did a couple of open days.
On what's it called? Is it Old Boys Oval or whatever it is?
Yeah.
You know that one? Yeah, they train there.
At Barber.
Not Mills, mate.
Now, bit of cricket chat.
Yeah.
England conducted their findings from their review from the Ashes series this summer, which ultimately has led to Rob Key, Brendan McCullum, and Ben Stokes retaining their positions as head selector, coach, and captain.
Look, it was looking pretty dire for the, I think, 2027 Ashes, but I might have just gotten a bit of a... You've got to make a change. You've lost... When did McCullum?
Well, they pinned themselves to this plan of we're going to come in and be aggressive and bowl fast, and we're going to blow people's minds with the cricket we're going to play.
No,
and
mate.
like
Your fast bowlers got injured, mate.
but again, like they should have won the first Test match. Genuinely, they should have been 1-0 up.
Mark Wood's still somewhere on the Nullarbor, mate.
They were.
They haven't beaten any decent team using Bazball. They've lost to India and they've lost to Australia.
They actually should have
and
won
that was who they were brought.
the first game.
That was who they were brought in. That's just what Lachlan said.
No, I know, but
He
I
was
was
agreeing.
agreeing.
The whole thing was to try to beat India and Australia, and
It's failed.
we've both beat them. Well,
Yeah. Well,
Mate.
they've lost to.
we've drawn to them at home.
They lost to India in India and at home.
No, I thought it was...
It was the Indian home series a draw
No, I think... Yeah, the Indian home series was a draw. India
because
in
they
England.
capitulated in that last
Yeah.
Test match. But I think
They just don't get it.
But I think again, like if you go back to that first Test match in the third innings of the game, they're essentially 1 for 100 with the lead, and then they fall in a heap, and all they had to do was bat for one more session and score another 70 to 80 runs, and then they could have built a big platform. Australia weren't coming back from that, and it just meant that the way they play is like fine, but you can't only play that way, and it's
you
it's
gotta adapt your
negligent
Test
and
cricket a
it's irresponsible and it's
It's eyes down footy.
yeah. What's the word? It's reckless,
It's stupid.
and then they don't take any accountability or responsibility.
Stupid.
And there's no accountability or responsibility for the way they play. They seem to just answer to no one. One of the biggest things with Stokes and McCullum is that they just don't seem to care about county cricket.
Well,
like,
mate,
they're basically saying that like county cricket's not good enough to be warranted of England performances, and we're just going to pick guys. And like, I mean, Bryden Cast took a lot of wickets, but he got absolutely pumped everywhere.
Yeah.
mate, we're 3 for 20, and I'll come and charge the first ball sort of stuff.
Yeah, and like, there's obviously the whole
Which
Harry
I don't
Brooks
hate
stuff
sometimes.
that
but
happened
it's
in
like,
New Zealand.
That's
but
so funny.
I genuinely believe that they looked around and went, we don't feel like there's anyone that we can get that's better than what we have right now, so we're just going to stick to what we were doing, which is interesting. I mean, time will tell whether
stuck in their ways, mate.
but time will tell whether this is the right call or whether it's not. History of the tenure of Bazball will point to the fact that it's been declining since it started, so it might continue and get worse.
if we're following a trend, next
But
time
if they
come
can,
into
I mean,
Australia,
really,
mate,
what they'll be judged on is they've got another series in India, and then they've got the test matches when we go over there in 2027, which is crazy to say that that's next year.
Yeah.
I think if they just don't if they don't be stupid, it'll work. Like what they're actually doing is good, but they just you don't need to flash at everything outside.
No,
of,
it's the self control,
yeah,
playing smarter, knowing when to go and then knowing when to go. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going, which is Test cricket, knowing when to go, then knowing when to go.
Exactly.
I'm going through a tough period. What will be interesting though is that 150th anniversary Test match, because that's going to be a little curtain raiser before in a few months' time. Then we go back to the UK to go and do it all again.
Yeah.
Which will be again interesting. And they made the semis of the T20 World Cup, which may have saved McCullum. If they had had a bad exit, the ECB might have wiped their hands.
yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be time will tell. We'll see how it goes. But the other one I wanted to touch on is Cricket Australia came out in the last week and they released their fixtures for the summer ahead, and there is no Test cricket at the Gabba, which we knew that was going to happen anyway because of the New Zealand series, then the India series, then the anniversary Test match. But the thing that was interesting is that Cricket Australia did not commit or guarantee that there will be another Test match at the Gabba in summers after that.
Well,
which I personally think is really sad.
Yeah.
it's been said that they're not going to knock the Gabba down till after 2032, which it wasn't clear when this would have been put in place.
Yeah.
Because I think we heard, it might have been back in 2024, that this summer wasn't going to have a Gabba test. This was not a surprise. It's just it officially came out. I think it's Australia's third largest city needs a test match, and we support it.
Yeah. I know you can,
Gabatoir.
Like Perth, they get 10,000 people to show up to their test matches.
So previously, the reason why this summer didn't get a test match, I mean, when you look at Perth, it's the 5th venue now because of how it's needed to be restructured, redeveloped, but it hasn't been because of the looming thing of the Olympics, and also probably that the Lions weren't very good through that 2010s period where the Lions weren't selling it out, so there's no real need to grow. So the test match every year was the thing that was the closest to being sold out. But if you're looking at it from a strictly cricket point of view, you're just looking at it as a cricket venue, it is a great cricket venue in terms of how the pitch plays. It's a genuine cricket wicket. It's fast. It offers something for everyone. It's a good batting wicket, but there's nothing for the bowlers. It can be a really spicy, which we've seen in the last few years. But also at that time when they came out and said they weren't going to play test matches here was because that there was the whole uproar and about the state election coming where Labor were trying to push for this stupid we're going to do our Olympic Games at QE2, which was a disgrace. But then there was, we're not going to build this stadium. We're not going to do whatever. We're not going to do the Gabba. We're not going to knock this down. So Cricket Australia went, we're not committing to anything until you guys sort it out, which was always a bit of a play to go, you guys need to work out what's going on. Yeah. Obviously, then Chris Foley's Liberal government gets in and now they're doing the new developed stadium, which we are all on board with. It'll be sad to see the Gabba go, but it will be a far better experience for everyone with a new state-of-the-art stadium. And it will give Brisbane a legacy from the Olympics. Sydney have a legacy all the way across the city from what happened in 2000, which was great. And everyone we know that talks about Sydney 2000 that remembers it, obviously we're all too young, but talks about it in such a positive light. So Brisbane's going to get their own version of that. But what was interesting about the comments made this week in regards to the Gabba Test match is that we now know that there's going to be cricket at the Gabba the whole way until 2032.
So now you need to give us a test match.
So now it's kind of like, are you turning your back on the Gabba and saying this venue's not good enough? Are you turning your back on Brisbane? Because Chris Foley has secured a deal where I don't know how many years after 2032 it is, but he's essentially said that from 2032 onwards, when that stadium is ready, the first test match will be at the Gabba. He's already done a deal with Cricket Australia to say that's going to happen again, but from 2026 until then, it's kind of up in the air.
And playing them in Mackay doesn't count.
No.
Although the Mackay wicket is a beautiful cricket wicket.
You're most well played at Captain Cook, if that's the case, mate.
Captain Cook 8 down there at the bottom.
Oh, you might as well play it at the Barley boards.
Might as well play it at Gold Park.
But like, I would be due to the nature of the work I've done in cricket, I haven't been to a test match since we played the West Indies.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've just been away when test matches have been
skipped
on.
a year. Two.
And obviously there was a washout against India.
Yeah, there was.
But like, I think whilst the Gabba is it is run down, I don't think it's actually that bad. Like,
no.
I guess, though, our perspective might be a little bit different because we get to go and sit in the Gabba members every week. So we're not sitting in the other seating. Yeah. And obviously, if you're sitting on that western side where
and you wouldn't
get
catch
the sun,
me sitting in that
on
either.
the eastern side where you get the sun, that's a whole other thing. But, however, I think it's still good enough to host cricket.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's still good enough to host a test match. Like, like the facilities aren't very good in terms of, even if you're talking about from a player point of view and a match official's point of view, the change rooms down there and the dining area and all of that, it's old because it's an old stadium. However, like, it's for 5 days. Like,
tough and
it's a great cricket venue. Great cricket gets played there. People love going there.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you would say no.
Do you love cricket? Yeah. Okay, good. We'll play at the game.
Exactly.
Talking about the stadium, what are all our thoughts on the monograms that came out?
Yeah,
Looked
beautiful.
Really beautiful.
I think
it's nice.
It's a bit Optus-like.
That's what I mean.
Very Optus-like.
The same people that did Optus are designing it, but it's a
I
bit
can see
like,
that.
can we have a bit of?
I just hope they put a bit of a Queensland spin on it.
What's this one going to be called? Ronda's Refit Stadium? Like, what's
I just
They'll do that in the next few years because I don't think they're breaking ground till June this year.
it's getting fenced off the next
Yeah,
10 days, I think.
yeah.
It's got to have something that is different. Like, you look at Optus, great stadium, great for people there who are watching it, but there's nothing that like sets it apart.
How much ground is going to have to be moved? Because it is
A
not
lot.
flat.
It'll be
through there.
it'll be a massive redevelopment.
It is not.
Well, it
flat
used to be a
through there.
golf course, Vic Park.
Yeah,
which
I know.
closed in 2021.
Which I'm kind of like. It's almost like building a stadium on City Golf Club.
yeah,
That
they'll
golf
obviously
course.
it'll obviously because of how hilly it all is and everything. They'll move a heap of existing
yeah.
stuff around,
They're
but it's a
gonna
big job. And like to be honest, Brisbane needs it. Brisbane
Yeah.
genuinely needs it.
So, are they going to play cricket there after?
Yes,
32?
that will be where
Yeah,
cricket
yeah,
will be
yeah.
played.
Okay, good. Good.
So, I think if the Gabba loses Test cricket, I think it's really bad for Australian cricket. And the reason why I say that is because we are losing genuine cricket wickets, and the majority of the wickets are turning into drop-ins.
Yep.
And at least what we've seen over the last few years, the MCG have got it better. Obviously, it was terrible the most recent Test match.
Yeah.
However, drop-ins are getting better as cricket wickets, but you will never be able to compete with the genuine cricket wicket that they have.
Is there news on if the new stadium's going to be dropping?
It'll be a drop-in, yeah.
Game's gone woke, man.
Which I think it's sad for cricket, which is why
Yeah.
to not be like we could. There's definitely a potential that
Is Adelaide
that
dropping?
Test match
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah.
that Test match against England was the last ever Test match at the Gabba, and no one even knew. Obviously, people knew there was a possibility, but
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see. That's a watch this space, but I think we all definitely speak for. I know that's because we live in Queensland. We love to go to the Gabba, and we're members of the ground.
Yeah, but I think people in general like the Gabba as well.
Yeah, I think so. Some iconic cricket memories, like for all the time growing up, it was like overseas teams would come to the Gabba
Yeah.
and we'd absolutely smack them up in the first
Gabba
Test match of the
Twama.
series.
We'd
So,
put a big title on them and we'd flame and bowl them out, mate, and we win tests.
yeah. Now, boys,
Oi,
we've got a new segment.
hit me with it.
Welcome to the Stock Exchange.
Oh,
So we're going to go through each week. I'm going to give you guys a topic, and you've got to say, would you buy into that, or would you sell? So would you buy the stock, or would you
hold.
sell the stock,
or would you hold?
or would you hold?
Okay.
So the Stock Exchange is going to be for things across the board. I will read them out to you as you go,
These aren't all of them.
and I need a quick answer of would you buy or sell. So the first one, St Kilda are a finals team in 2026.
Hold.
Sell.
Actually, we're scrapping hold.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
care.
you
That's
sit on the
we're-
fence.
We're getting rid of that.
okay.
You know,
sell.
fence sitting. So knowing that now, St Kilda are a finals team in 2026.
Sell.
So you saying they're not?
Yeah,
Why?
they just don't have it, mate.
You don't reckon they're up to it?
Um,
Harry?
Sell.
Sell?
They've lost to Melbourne, who aren't good.
Yeah.
They've lost to. They just beat GWS, who aren't good. They lost to Collingwood, who aren't.
They're not
amazing.
matching the hype that was sort of like,
So-
they could be good.
Sell.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, Gus. The expectations on them, considering they're spending over their cap and what they've done,
Yeah.
was that they would be much better than they are.
And
And
it's
it's
kind
kind
of
of like right now, you're just showing me.
I'm
you're
watching
still,
them, really wanting them to do well, but I'm like, they're not.
I don't really want them to do well.
Yeah, but I do, because I'm like, I want them to do well just for the everyday St Kilda fan.
I wanted to until they started attacking Brisbane. Now you're dead to me.
Yeah, now you. Yeah. England will win the 2027 Ashes with Stokes and McCullum.
Sell.
Bye.
Bye.
We're going to be terrible. Look at how old we are. It is going to be 2015 versus South Africa all over. 2016 versus South Africa all over again. We're going to
Yeah.
have a whole crop of new players. We haven't bled any players in.
Renshaw was born in that series, mate.
And,
Wasn't
He was.
Yeah.
yeah, so. I don't buy.
It's interesting.
I'm gonna say a sell. I think that could be the last hurrah.
Yeah. We're
I think-
definitely on the...
I think that might be they put everything into just getting to that series and they win that series. When I say they, I mean Australia. And what happens at that series is then we see the massive fall off that we'll see.
Yeah.
But the massive fall off could come before that. If they go poorly against India and they then have the 150th anniversary test match and then into that series, if they go poorly, it's not going to be adequate preparation.
Yeah.
But I still think that based off the current ages of some guys and their fitness levels, they're the ultimate professionals, at least in regards to our bowlers. And at the moment, what we're seeing across world cricket is that you're winning series off your bowling attack. So we'll see. The next one is this current top 4 will still be the top 4 in round 15. So the top 4 as of right now in the AFL.
Gold Coast Bulldogs, Fremantle, Swans.
Yep.
Sell. I think Fremantle are not in that.
Yeah, Lions instead of Fremantle. Or a Lions.
No, Hawthorn instead of Fremantle.
A Lions going to be maybe the bottom 4 of the 8.
No, I think we'll still make the top 4. I don't think that's the top 4.
I think Gold Coast.
So, the next one. An AFL coach will be sacked before mid-season.
Bye.
Who?
Brad Scott.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if there's, and at what point? So if there's like 0 and 10, do you think they sack him?
Oh, I think it's even earlier than that. I'm going to go 0 and 6.
Okay.
Like North Melbourne and West Coast, they've got some young kids coming through and they look like they've got a bit more potential than Essendon. Essendon have got a few young fellas come through, but you know what I mean.
They're very stinky.
Bye. Yeah, I just think Brad Scott.
You think Brad Scott as well?
He's giving them no hope.
Yeah, what did he say during the week?
We all die.
Yeah.
Someone
You
asked him.
don't live your life thinking about when you'll die or something like that. It was something like that, wasn't it?
It wasn't. What I will say, it wasn't very positive outlook. Next one, the Broncos will make the top 2 this year.
Sell.
Sal. I'd love to buy into that, but I just can't at the moment. Given the facts and the information in front of me, I can't buy into that.
Yep. The Gabba will host another test match.
Bye.
Okay, so you think they will?
Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll sort it out. They've got to.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to be a stinky West Indies or Sri Lanka or something.
No,
I think
don't say stinky West Indies. They beat us.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. Bye.
Matt Ballin will be the coach of Manly next year.
This is a hold because I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is you.
You guys don't know who Matt Ballin is?
No.
So Matt Ballin played for...
And there'll be leagueies in the car blowing up.
Yeah, and so they should, boys.
Yeah, well,
so Matt Ballin, there'll be people, I think, in their cars or
and they've got
on a
their
walk or on a run right now going, that's a buy. And the reason why I think it's a buy, Matt Ballin right now is an assistant coach at the Broncos.
Is he the one that's going to the Titans?
No.
Isn't
Matt
there one
Ballin
going
is
to
an...
Titans?
Gus, let me just get in my work here.
Sorry.
Matt Ballin is an assistant coach currently at the Titans. He played for Manly, right? He is currently an assistant coach, at the Broncos. He played for Manly from 2007 to 2015. He was arguably one of the NRL, one of Queensland's best hookers behind Cameron Smith. He played one State of Origin game in 2010. He won a premiership with Manly, and he has been an assistant at the Broncos. He's also worked with the Maroons, and Madge Maguire came out after the game against the Dolphins and said that he supports Matt Ballin going for that role. Now, obviously, Kieran Foran has taken over for the rest of the season, which to me suggests that I would buy heavily into this stock. I think that Matt Ballin will finish the season off with the Broncos. He'll finish the season off with the Maroons, and then he will take his first head coaching gig at the Broncos. I think everything is there. He's an ex-player, won a premiership there. He actually won 2 premierships there, and everything just lines up nicely. He's had a really nice apprenticeship under some coaches, and he also was part of Manly's education and wellbeing department and served as their under-20s coach. Did coach a New South Wales Cup team, the Blacktown Workers. That's a great name.
2.
And then he's been at the Broncos and has been in the coaching staff. So I think it makes total sense. I think that's what's going to end up happening. And Matt Ballin will be the coach. Now, the last point for the stock exchange this week is the AFL competition gap is getting worse, not better. So the better
Sell.
teams are getting better, and the worst teams are getting worse.
Oh, well, no, I would agree with that. So, bye.
Or we saw last year there was a big divide in the table.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm going to go buy.
Buy? You think it is getting worse?
No, I think it's not getting worse.
It's not getting worse, sorry.
So, sell.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
Harry.
I've got buy.
Yep.
I think.
So you think it is getting worse?
Yeah.
From what, it's very early to tell. It's probably too early for this question, but it looks to me like there's no teams that are in the bottom 9 that are jumping up into the top 9. The only thing you have changing is GWS going from the top 9 to the bottom 9. And I think we could see Collingwood run out of steam, but it's not the bad teams getting better. It's the teams that were good getting worse.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So if we take last year's ladder, so between first spot and 9th, first spot was on 72 points, and the 9th place team, the Western Bulldogs, was on 56. After that, Sydney with 48. And then there's 12 points between 10th and 11th. So we had a top 10 and a bottom 8, where you then had Carlton, St Kilda, Port Adelaide, Melbourne, Essendon, North Melbourne, Richmond, West Coast. If you take that group of teams there, Carlton, St Kilda, Port Adelaide, Melbourne, Essendon, North Melbourne, Richmond and West Coast, the only one I could see potentially moving up there is St Kilda. And even then, the rest of them, it's like West Coast, no, Richmond, no, North, no, Essendon, no, Melbourne, no, Port, no, Carlton, no.
Yeah.
So it's a divide. Like between 8th spot and 11th, we're talking about a gap of 24 points.
Yeah.
That's a massive gap. That's 6 wins. So time will tell, but I think it is. There's a little bit of a concern. What we might need to see teams move, there be a little bit more movement, is we might need to see some more teams from the top fade, which I think the big one at the moment people are kind of predicting is Collingwood and I guess GWS.
I suppose top 8,
but I
bottom
also
8,
think GWS should be better than they are.
Yeah. I suppose
They've just got a lot of injuries.
They do. I suppose top 8, bottom 8, there's not going to be that change in divide, but there probably will be a bit of movement between those two.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably where I'm coming from.
Correct.
But there won't be that divide. Or there will be that divide.
Now, boys, to wrap up the show, coming April 3rd, like we said last week, is the first episode of Red, White and Roo.
RWR.
After the Socceroos play Curaçao on Tuesday and World Cup qualifiers finish on Wednesday. So on Good Friday, episode 1, that's dropping, which you've got to be very excited about. Socceroos taking on some heavyweights.
Yeah, that was quite the boring game on Friday.
Can't wait to go over it.
Yeah.
With passion.
Mate, can't wait.
And also, I'm actually
be
really
good.
looking forward to answer the big question. Harry, I'm going to hit you with this. Do Italy qualify for the World Cup?
Yes.
They're playing Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Some grades.
Those of you driving in your car right now, you might be going, who plays for Bosnia and Herzegovina? Edin Dzeko at 40 years old or whatever old he is. I think they'll get it done. To those that aren't well educated in the world of soccer, Italy have not played a knockout game at the World Cup since they won in 2006. They made the World Cup in 2010, group staged. They made the World Cup in 2014, group staged. They didn't qualify in 2018 because they lost to Sweden in a 2-leg playoff 1-0, and they didn't make it in 2022 because they lost to North Macedonia.
So good. It was good to see them miss a couple of World Cups. Kind of want to see them back though. It doesn't really feel like a World Cup without.
And in between all that time, they won the Euros.
And had one of the best national teams.
And had a 21-game winning streak.
And still didn't qualify.
And then still didn't qualify for the World Cup. So
they really fumble with
Harry and I will be poring over whatever happens to that on April 3rd. You'll hear it in your ears on Red, White and Roo. Boys, Harry, you and I, last week of school this week, we're amped up and ready for school holidays.
Absolutely.
And obviously some Easter Thursday football, the Gabba, which we're excited for. And a
food
review. Gus, much
just
on?
Working, mate. Working in uni.
Just living and
just
working on the land.
Oh, just flaming, skibbing.
Anything else to touch on, fellas?
No. No, that's about all.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
That's been another episode of Talk of the Town. Thank you so much for listening. Keep an eye on the podcast feed for April 3rd for Red, White and Roo episode 1, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.